Now, do you identify yourself as being Creole? I'm assuming. And if you can explain what being Creole means and what the conflict regarding the word Creole and that kind of
Well,
thing.
I do identify myself as being Creole, but probably not for the reasons some other people might decide. I identify myself as being Creole because of the long line of ancestry that I have that was born in Louisiana. And when I think of the culture, of the language, of the Roman Catholic religion as running through the various generations of my family, I don't know how else I could describe myself, because I don't think Creole is half what some people think it is. I think that it does involve mixture, and there's definitely mixture in my family. I don't know about the Caribbean influx, but by the time you consider Africa, Europe, and the Caribbean all tangled up together in the family lines of many of the people in Louisiana, you are looking at people who probably fit into my conception of what constitutes a Creole. It's a mixture. And I think that you cannot limit it to light-skinned people, dark-skinned people, white people, black people, though some people try to put it into these narrow confines. I do not. I think that the Creoles the people I knew who called themselves Creoles ran across these lines. Some of the people that I knew who called themselves Creoles when I was growing up and who lived in my neighborhood, who spoke Creole, who attended the same Catholic church that I attended, though I sat in a segregated section at first, unless I went to later to what they call the colored Catholic parish. These people were white. I knew black people who called themselves Creoles. I knew people who were all shades of pigmentation in the black community who called themselves Creoles. And when I would go to visit my grandmother in New Iberia summers, one of my grandmother's dearest friends was a dark-skinned woman who did not speak one word of English. Her granddaughter was a light-skinned girl who did learn to speak English when she went to school. But when I would see her grandmother coming, I would jump up and run to call my grandmother, because I knew I wasn't going to understand a word Miss O was saying to me. And she would be at the gate yelling at me something about, "La come here," and I'd be running to get my grandmama, "Come, come." And she'd want me to stay there and try to understand her. Well, I figured I'd be wasting her time and mine, too.